What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV, and tonight, the mainstream sports media will change the narrative for at least about 48 hours until the Lakers lose again. Right now, it's not looking good for LeBron. The Lakers aren't going to go anywhere. They're only 30 and 34. There's only 18 games remaining. And the Lakers are not going to win like 15 out of the next 18 games or so over and make some improbable playoff run. Okay, it's not going to happen. The Lakers most likely are going to finish below 500, maybe considerably below 500. And by many people's estimations, this season will be a failure. And I can't argue with that, especially when you consider that I thought the Lakers were going to win at least 47, 48 games. All right. Some people thought they might win 60, which I thought was a joke. Um, but they're going to change the narrative because, see, right now, team success isn't LeBron James's strong suit. What is his strong suit? Stats and statistical achievement. You know, recently, because of his uh, ball dominance, he reached the top 10 in assists. And as you saw that video, I showed you that he's the only guy in the top 31 in assists who's not a point guard. That isn't because he's some special player like some moron like Colin Cowherd will tell you. It's because he's a selfish player who stat pads. It's not his natural role to go out there and dominate the ball like that. Yeah, you've had guys who essentially have played point forward at times, you know, like a Larry Bird or a Scottie Pippen or maybe somebody like Marcus Johnson. But they didn't dominate the ball to that extent like LeBron James does. All right. But anyway, without further ado, tonight is the night that Bron Maniacs, Bron Tards, Bronsexuals, all you guys have been waiting for. This is the night. This is the night that you guys have brought all of that Vaseline and lotion and your tissues and your LeBron posters for. You're going to make sure that you're tuned in tonight. And when LeBron James bucket swishes through for that 13th point, whether it be a jumper or whatever, a dunk or a free throw, whatever it is, you will make sure that his money shot and your money shot are timed in unison. It's the apex, the climax you've been waiting for. And then after you guys have cleaned up yourselves, you're going to go online and talk about how great he is and how much he's better than Jordan, whatever. Because that's all you guys have now. You know, you can't argue team success anymore. So now you go on about, individual statistics because that's all you guys care about. Numbers, statistics, stats. That's all you fuckers got. Of course, tonight, LeBron James coming to the contest with 32,280 points. Michael Jordan, 32,292 points. Of course, I got to put it out there. Michael Jordan played in less seasons. He played in 15 seasons. This is LeBron's 16th season. As a matter of fact, you can make the argument really that Michael Jordan had a rather segmented career. He only played 60 games in his 14th season. In his 10th season, he only played in 17 games, coming out of retirement. Then in his second season, he missed 64 games. Then, of course, you got to mention the fact that Had he played continuously that whole time, had he never retired, played the entire 93-94 season, played all the 94-95 season, if he never retired and did choose to play the abbreviated 50-game season in 99, had he played the 2000 season and the 2000-2001 season, we wouldn't be having any conversations about him surpassing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, LeBron potentially surpassing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record, because it would no longer be his record. It would be Michael Jordan's record. If Jordan had LeBron's mentality, statistically his numbers would be even better. He would have averaged even more points. He would have averaged more assists. He would have averaged even more rebounds for a guard. But guess what? He would have lost more and he'd have won less championships. He probably would have won in 96. That team was just so great. He might have won in 92. Might have even won in 91. But three of those championships he wouldn't have won. He wouldn't have won in 93. He wouldn't have won in 97 or 98 because he wouldn't have been playing smart basketball. He wouldn't have been willing to go all out playing, as Bob Costas says, on fumes in that last championship. He'd have been more interested in, okay, I'm out here, I got 35 points, but I only got like 3 assists, 5 rebounds. I need to pad my numbers. Let me start kicking it to Kerr. Even though Steve Kerr's not really making anything right now. He's just going to force feed guys, get his numbers, and then all of a sudden Utah wins game 6 and goes to game 7. And maybe Utah, with the confidence they have now, they just blow Utah out of the water and they win a championship. That would have happened with the LeBron mentality. The killer mentality like Kobe and Mike doesn't happen. But Michael played in almost 120 fewer games. But then, of course, Shannon Sharp will say something. He'll retort like, well, Skip, come on, Skip. But Michael took more shots, Skip. Michael took more shots. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did. He did. But he also made more field goal attempts. Made more field goal attempts than LeBron has. And LeBron has made 1,131 more three-pointers. And I've seen some imbecile say something like, well, Michael chose not to shoot threes. Like, it's like you're arguing with morons. Like when people say shit like that, that's when I know that you're either young or you're a moron. And I don't like to argue with morons. Nobody was shooting threes back then. We've been saying for years that the way the game is played today favors offensive players. If LeBron James was playing 25 years ago, he would probably be averaging more like 24, 6, and maybe 7. That's it. He'd be a great player, maybe marginally better than Grant Hill, but that's about it. Maybe. But I would argue that Grant Hill has more heart because what Grant Hill went through, those surgeries, the staph infection nearly killed him. I thought Grant Hill was done. And for Grant Hill to come back and still play, you know, it's remarkable. Uh, but anyway, there's no comparison with these two dudes, man. The media's going to make this comparison with these two guys, but there's no real comparison. None. One guy, the one guy on your right, he's about his numbers. He's about stats. The guy on his left, Maybe at one point in his time, to an extent, Michael might have been about numbers, but that totally changed by the time of his championships. He only cared about winning championships. There were so many times, so many games where I wish he would go for 50, Michael. And he didn't, you could tell he didn't care about that. He didn't look up at the scoreboard and said, oh, I got 47, let me shoot to get 50. He didn't care about that. All he cared about was we got one more point than the other team. There's so many games in my head right now where I remember rooting as a kid. Damn, man, why didn't he shoot more? He could have had 50. He had 45 with 4 minutes to go when he sat down. Or he had 48 points against Stackhouse, but he sits with 10 minutes to go. I wanted to see him break his career record. See, if he had the millennial mentality where it's all about numbers and stats and statistics, he would have done it and potentially risk getting injured. As long as he got the victory, that's all that mattered. The guy on the left only cared about wins. The guy on the right, he wants to win, but he wants the personal glory that goes with it. Enjoy your little moment, LeBron lovers.